it's your DM Philosopher here, Matt's the name. Today I'm just going to be looking at one of my Battle Maps series. This is the Battle Maps Mountains pack, and just before I start, I'll just notice that compared to the forest one, these maps are much larger, and the idea behind that is that mountains are a much more open and expansive area. So let's get stuck in, let's have a look at some of these battle maps. So if we have a look at the first sort of series, we've got trails. Okay, so what this map shows is it's sort of got a high path and then you got a low path. This one's got a sort of a dungeon or a lair or a temple entrance or whatever you want it to be, really. So we've also got another sort of tunnel or cave entrance, and the path is obviously more straight, same high path. We've got a nighttime camping scene, so we've got quite a large encampment off to the side of the path, so this is good for characters to come across, you know, your enemies or friendlies, dwarves or something like that, camping in the mountains. So you got nighttime, pitch black nighttime, and daytime as well. So you've got the same map, just with variations on it. Here we've got a point of view shot that shows the camp at nighttime. We've got an overlooking point of view, and a daytime overlooking point of view, and then we've got a basic trail. Okay, same high and low sort of path, plenty of sort of ambush points or hiding points to move around and to approach enemies and the like. So that's it for the trail. That's one unique location. We've got a rocky bluff. Okay, so here we've got a rising ramp that leads up to a very high sort of rocky bluff. This could be used actually with the forest pack rocky bluff, just because you could easily add that in there. So this is the blank one. It's just got the basic rocky bluff. It's clear, you can put whatever you like in there. Here we've got the same rocky bluff but with lava and the like all around it, for a much more, you know, hellish landscape. Glow, no glow, if the glow bothers you, get rid of it. Here we've got a temple. The temple's obviously got, you know, lots of roots and stuff like that going through it, and if you actually zoom in, we've got lots of skulls around the place, so we'll just wait for that resolution to crisp up. There we go. So these are skulls, just to add that little bit of depth. Now, just so you can see the quality here, I'm actually running on a 4K monitor. I'm downsizing to HD for the video, but yeah, definitely the skulls are all quite clear and crisp, and when your players are going through there, they should get the shits. Anyway, let's so here I like this one. This one's got some statues, these giant statues with an ominous green glow, without the ominous green glow. I've put the same one in there twice. Oh no, it's nighttime with the ominous green glow. There we go. And here we've got a point of view shot. So this is approaching the rocky bluff. Rocky bluff, with the lava around it. Here we've got another point of view shot. So this is halfway up the rocky bluff, as you're approaching the statues scene. And here we've got from the base of the rocky bluff, looking up at the statues with the ominous green glow, with the, you know, nighttime scene behind it and the daytime behind it. Okay, so, and here's further up the path, you can see the statues halfway up the path, and then at the base of the statues. Okay, so, and here's the blank one as well. So yeah, the point of view shots really help you in establishing the scene for your characters, so they get a sense of scale and size. Yeah, so that's the rocky bluff. The ravine river, okay, it's similar-ish to the forested one. Here we've got, you know, these high grounds, top and bottom, and here we've got a river that runs through the scene. At the base of the cliffs, and here we've got a broken bridge. Here we've got a land bridge. That land bridge is actually peaked, and that one's more flat. Okay, so and here we've got a standard looking flimsy bridge at night time. Here's our point of view shot of the land bridge. Here's the land bridge from the higher ground, and another one of the land bridge that's actually from the other side, and here's just the ravine with the river standard without anything. Here's the bridge, so more point of view shots, and then just the basic river. Okay, so you can imagine if your characters are following a river, it'll be a horrible ambush from high ground, just to really nab those characters, put them in danger. Here we've got a path. This one's got lots of mist and stuff like that around, so here it's quite very misty. There's a dungeon entrance there and a dungeon entrance down here. If you only want to use one, then you just block it out. I know that's not the ideal one, but I figured I'd put two in there, so it gave you a sense of variety in terms of where the players are going. Here's just Misty down the bottom. And then we've got a nighttime camping scene. Camping is always, for me, it's an important part of the adventure. It's when the characters are vulnerable, and when they meet nasties and something like that. So we've got camps top and bottom. Just pointing out that this top area here is sort of following a windy, rocky path, not following these main paths. Whereas this camp one's got sort of a rocky staircase down, and obviously a flat path down this way as well. So this one's more accessible, this one is more hidden. You could require spot checks to notice that you could actually climb up there with ease. I've put the grids on there for that purpose. Just same scene, just different shades, so you can have shadows for your rogues and something like that. Here's the daytime one. Again, the Misty dungeons, but this one has actually got lava along the bottom. I don't know why I like lava, haven't used it in years really, but yeah, nevertheless I put it in there. It's very atmospheric. Here's the daytime one with the lava as well, and there's plenty of rocks here for stepping stones, just so that way you can put some jeopardy in getting to the dungeon entrance. And here's a blank path map, so you could put whatever you like down here. It could just be a site of an ambush, could be a site of running into a party of friendlies or whatever you like. And here's one with nothing along the bottom, so it gives you a much more open path or high ground overlooking this base area. Point of view shot of the camp. Okay, so that's the larger looking camp. This one's that rocky pathway heading down to the smaller camp. Here's a point of view shot. There's the larger camp here, down the straight path, and then you've got this path leading up to the higher grounds, and this is just a view of that higher ground, the path, and you can see it's quite narrow. It's got wide points, but yeah. There's also a blank stone map just to help with just general whatever. Here's the multi-platform pathway. So here we've got entranceways left and right, and they come basically straight upstairs, and you've got these multiple platforms that they can access through these staircases, these stone staircases. So yeah, this is quite a scenic, or it's quite a, I don't know how to say it. It's a good place for a good fight, a complex fight with different levels. You can establish the height differences as you please. So you might say, for example, make this one here, 30 feet above this platform. So that's quite a large platform in the middle there, and that could be 30 feet higher than that, 30 feet higher than that, and so on like that. So you can establish the heights as you please to make it more and more dangerous, I suppose, should a character fall. So there's the same map with grids, without grids at night time. And here's a point of view shot that kind of can help establish the height of the scene. And that's it for the multi-platforms. Crossroads. So we've got a low path here, and we've got a high path with a bridge there. Here we've got a path that runs through the middle again, and then you've sort of got this high path at one stage that overlooks the low path, and that goes through back to there. And same here, you've got the high ground, the high ground that overlooks the low ground path. Here we've got a point of view shot, that's that bridge or the overpass. Here we've got a much more complex series of of roading. If you're doing this map with players, if this was my map, then I would just close off these areas. I'd just mark it in that's just solid wall or something. So that way you can shape the road as you please. So you could sort of go with this M-shaped road just by blocking off here and blocking off there or something like that. It's up to you how you utilize this space. So it could just be a complex sort of series of canyons or ravines that the players have to negotiate. And so that's the Crossroads one. Cliff faces. This one sort of is staggered levels up a cliff face. So it gets progressively higher and higher. This one's got a camp on one level. But basically it starts down the bottom here and works its way up like that. Same cliff faces here at night time with the dungeon entrances. I've put 2 in there again just so that if you feel you don't like this one, then you can use this one, or if you don't like that one, you can use this one, or you can have both. It doesn't really matter. And the same scene in daytime. This one's got sort of rocky staircases that sort of work their way up the map. So you get the players to sort of can more easily access the different layers of that cliff face. Same map but blank with rocks. Here's that camp face at night time, or the camp on the cliff face at night time. Here's an overlooking view of it. It's good for the ambush sort of setup. There's a close-up of it, point of view shot. Here's a point of view shot looking up the cliff face. So it gives you a sense of, again, the scale and size of it. And there's just the blank cliff face with just trees, no rocks. Alright, and the last one, probably the simplest of them all. I just kind of threw this one in there quickly. So here what we've got is we've got a castle. So the castle is along the top here, and again it's kind of like the rocky bluff one from the forest pack. You head up a ramp and onto a flat level, and this flat level, you can see a castle and the moat. Those are the point of view shots for this castle. Okay, so this castle is a bit more of an active sort of space occupier. So again, you've got the same castle walls, and you've got various outbuildings, maybe a church or a temple or something like that. We've got, you could have stables or something back here and something like that. It's up to you how you use the space. It's got rocks and something like that around the place. Again, a blank stone one in case you didn't get it on the other one. But I've got various point of views here of that castle depending on the time of day that the characters arrive. So those look quite nice in my belief. So that's the Battlemats Mountain series. You can see that they're very large. I can't remember if I went into detail. Let's go to the multi-platform. So if you zoom in, okay, you can see that the detail remains there as you get closer. I'm not sure exactly at what stage it starts to blur out. It's starting to get a bit blurry there, but it's not like we need... let's have a look at that one with a grid on there. So that's got plenty of detail there. Remember that I'm filming this on using a 4K monitor, so this is quite a large monitor, and it's just downscaled to HD size, so you have to appreciate the resolution here. Again, I think that the resolution here is quite large. So I'll go view details. Let's add in resolution here. Dimensions, there it is. Okay, so the point of view shots are looking at standard HD quality, so 3840 by 2160, and the battle maps are 11,520 by 6,480 pixels, so sizable. Okay, so it's got plenty of resolution there. Anyway, that is the Mountains Battlemats series. Thank you for watching, and hope that you enjoy my product.